Hey y'all, what's up? My name is Sonali. Today I'm in Miami, Florida, and I'm super excited to be back in Florida. If y'all didn't know, I actually went to UCF in Orlando. It's so nice to be here, see all the Florida palm trees. Florida palm trees are so much prettier than Texas palm trees. Just saying. I am here on a business trip and I'm here alone, so I decided to reach out to some people to hang out with them and kind of explore the city. And one of the girls I reached out to is actually a food blogger, and I thought it would be really cool to do a video with her and kind of just follow her around, see what's her day-to-day life, and I'll also be asking her some burning questions for food bloggers. I'm pumped to get this day started and to actually meet her. I've never met her before, but she actually graduated from UCF and became a Kappa Delta alum literally the year I got a bid into Kappa Delta. So once I was there, she was already gone, but I always knew her name and I followed her food blog, and she does really cool stuff. So I'm excited to meet her, hear more about her career, and just have fun today. Right now, I'm staying in Brickell, Miami, but I think we're going to meet in Coral Gables. So since I don't have a car, I'm gonna call a Lyft or an Uber, and we will get on our way.
Hey everyone, Taylor Dante here with Tasty Travels. I'm a South Florida-based food and beverage influencer, blogger, kind of giving you all the behind scoop on good eats here in South Florida and during my travels. Today I'm actually in Coral Gables at this sushi place right behind me. So come on and get to know me a little more and enjoy some sushi. So I just sat down and I spoke with the manager about a couple dishes that I'm very excited about that are going to be coming out of the kitchen. He said a couple specialty rolls and stuff, and then a couple things that I selected for myself. To start, he brought out a cute little glass of miso soup. So for our first bite, we have some dumplings here. They just brought out with 2 different kind of sauces. So let's dig in. So now we're on to cocktail time, which of course is everybody's favorite. So for the first cocktail, he brought out kind of a wasabi drink in a martini. He said there's a little bit of a kick, which I'm excited to try. And then here we have a blueberry sky with some vodka in it. So cheers. Alright, so now we're on to sushi, and they brought us out one of their very, very specialty platters. As you can see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different types of rolls. And I think I'm gonna go for this one first. It's called the Buenos Aires. And just look at all that color on top, the different sauces. Like, how could you not want to dig right into it? So for one of our last dishes, we're here with the scallop ceviche, which I am so excited about. As you can see, it's super Instagrammable, which besides taste, come on, let's be honest, that's all something that we want to see.
So we just got done at Cow Sushi and Grill. It was so amazing. Oh my god. Thank you for letting me be a food blogger low-key for a day. And it doesn't stop here. We're gonna make another stop tonight, and we're meeting our friend Sydney, so that'll be exciting. We're gonna do an interview portion because I know you guys have a lot of burning questions for Taylor. So we're gonna find somewhere to do that interview and we'll talk to y'all soon. All right, so we are actually running low on time. So we're gonna ask Taylor the questions in the car. Hope y'all don't mind, but let's get started. So, first question.
Yes.
When did you realize you wanted to do this, food blogging?
My food page. I mean, I've always loved food. I've always had such a passion for it. And as I know we've kind of briefly discussed, but I'll tell everyone else, I thought of the name Tasty Travels a little while back, and it wasn't only till 6-ish months ago that I really wanted to grow it and see where it could go, what it could become. And yeah, that's kind of really, I guess, 6 or so months ago when I really knew, okay, I love food, I'm always taking food photos, let's get some hustle into this and let's do this.
Why Miami?
I mean, easy enough for me, born and raised Miami girl, South Florida. So this is just where I've been my whole life, where I love, my family is and everything. So when it came to starting my page, naturally, what I know, you know, I already had a bunch of restaurants in mind that I wanted to cover, and even areas in South Florida that I've never explored that I wanted to cover as well. So it's kind of just a natural step. And then besides Miami, I cover my travels. I go to Colorado every summer with my family, so I was just there. I posted a bunch of stuff from there, and just, yeah, but South Florida is my home.
How do you get invited to restaurants? Do you reach out? And can you explain what a media dine is?
All right, so people ask me that all the time, actually. So a media dine is essentially when a restaurant invites you in and you promote their restaurant. You take content, they bring you a bunch of dishes, hopefully a lot of good stuff, especially if they're a good place. And like I just said, you promote them via social media. Sometimes you go yourself, you'll go with a fellow foodie, and it's kind of just an exchange. That's essentially what a media dine is. As far as connecting with them, I have no shame. If there's a place that I really want to try, send a quick DM. Like, you never know what they're gonna say if they want to collaborate. So it's a lot of me reaching out, and then especially lately as my page is continuing to grow, a lot of places reaching out to me and just saying, hey, come on by.
How many restaurants do you go to a week?
It really just depends on, one, how many places have reached out, and two, how much content I'm even looking for my page. I would say on average from like media dines, 4 or 5, but again, it depends.
Do you work with a content calendar for posting, or do you just post whatever you want?
So I've tried. I know there's a lot of those tools that people use, Hootsuite and all those kind of different platforms. I tried it, but for me, I kind of like waking up and just being like, what am I in the mood to post today? International Dessert Day, what's kind of in the air, what I'm feeling, so I wing it.
For media dines, do you usually get to bring a +1?
For media dines, yes, because who wants to go alone? That's never fun. So yeah, I always kind of ask, or it's essentially implied to bring a guest, and just depends. Sometimes I'll bring a foodie friend. That's what I like to call my other foodies, or I'll even be like, hey mom, just want to join me for a yummy meal today? But yeah, it depends. I share the love, share the good eats.
When was the first time you felt like you made it?
Just something that comes to mind is there's this super sick pizza place in Wynwood, and the owner made me, it's called Mora's, a 3-foot giant slice of pizza. And at least for me, it was kind of a made it moment. That photo just got reposted a bunch. A food podcast reached out to me because they saw that photo. It just really solidified, like, okay, I'm doing big things.
Now we are going to get into photography. So what are your 3 main tips for taking photos of food?
Just have fun with it, for sure. Lighting is definitely a big important factor. And then just be creative with it. Like, no one really just wants to see pasta just on the dish. Swirl it up a little, mix it up, just, you know, be creative.
Do you use an iPhone or a camera?
I recently took the plunge and got a Sony camera, which I love, but I have to say that my iPhone is kind of just my best friend. Yeah, that's really my go-to for photos.
Do you use presets or filters, or post them just how they are?
I'm not really big on filtering a lot. I use the app VSCO, you know, I'll brighten it a little, I'll kind of change the coloring so my page has somewhat of an overall flow, but not too much.
Okay, now we're gonna get into growing a following. So what are your 3 best tips for growing a following on Instagram?
Engage, engage, engage. Like, that's really the biggest tip that anyone's ever given me, and that I could kind of give anybody else, is nobody wants to just, oh, have a photo and then they comment and you don't engage back. Like, interact with your followers. Like, be one, be a family. So besides engaging, I would just say, again, it kind of goes back to creativity. And then another thing would be don't post the same restaurant that 101 other people are posting. Find kind of that hole in the wall, depending where you're at. For me, it's South Florida, a super crazy Instagrammable dish. Like, try to be on top of new plates and new happenings.
How many times do you post on Instagram, a week or a day?
I really try to strive to post once a day. I mean, I have the content, I'm always out and about, so why not? But yeah, once a day.
Do you use hashtags, and do they work?
Yes, I use hashtags. I think they work. A lot of articles that you read, everybody tells you to use them. Of course, it's the whole thing behind social media. I don't know how much I believe that they actually work, some better than others, but yes, I use hashtags. Hashtag Tasty Travels.
Do you look at your insights and base your strategies off of that?
I definitely do. I maybe should a little more. Some days I kind of just wing it depending on my schedule. Okay, now is when I can post, but insights are definitely important. Something I pay attention to.
Do you post on stories? Do you think it's important?
Yes, I think stories are super, super, super important, and I love Instagram stories, especially lately that I've gotten more creative with them, just being able to use all the different tools, draw a little squiggly line. And I think that even when you do a post, adding some stories with it just tells a story, play on play words, tells a story more about the content that you're posting.
Everyone is probably wondering this, but how the heck do you stay so fit?
I don't know if anyone has ever called me fit before, but I'll take the compliment. But kind of just about balance. We were talking about it before, but if I know today, you know, like we're gonna go out for this great sushi meal, I just had some fruit for breakfast. I think it's all about balance. I gotta fit into my jeans, you know.
So next we're gonna get into sponsorships and collabs.
Yeah.
How do brand sponsorships work for food bloggers?
A bunch of different ways. There's platforms, there's apps these days to kind of connect with you. PR companies will reach out, but it's super important, you know. It's a way to grow, build money. Back to one of the other questions, like I have no shame in just if there's a brand that I come across on Instagram that I really want to work with. Vital Proteins was one recently that I love and I'm working with. Just send them a DM, reach out to them, see what happens.
How do you decide what brand deals you want to take?
I guess it just depends on what the brand is asking of me, how much content they want, when they want it by, and then of course if it's a paid campaign, like are we on the same page as far as cost? It's kind of just some of those details that come to mind.
Can you explain restaurant giveaways and what do you get out of it?
Well, just giveaways in general are something that I really like to do on my page, whether it's for a restaurant or a brand or anything like that. And giveaways draw a lot of attention to a page, so I recommend anybody that's trying to grow to do giveaways. But yeah, so what I get out of it is attention, and what the restaurant or brand gets out of it is usually an extra boost of attention as well.
Do you collab with any other foodies, and what is the advantage to that?
Yes, I do. I can't say I coined the term, I definitely didn't, but I love saying foodie friends. And yeah, I believe the more foodie friends you have, you kind of just bounce off each other, grow together, be that community. It just helps. So yeah, I definitely especially have a couple that I'm super close with, and we help each other's pages to grow.
Next, we're going to talk about burnout. Do you ever feel like you just want a good home-cooked meal?
Definitely there's some days, not so much that I want a home-cooked meal, but more like for me, I don't want to have to look cute today. I just want to be in my PJs on the couch. So I definitely have some of those days, and yeah, I'm ordering a pizza and just chilling.
Do you ever feel like you get judged when taking photos in a restaurant?
Oh my God.
And how do you deal with that?
Yes, when I first started my page, a lot actually, I used to notice that people were kind of giggling, especially when I pull out my camera or this little circle light that I have, and you know, the flash is so bright. But now I'm kind of just like, this is my job, no shame, no game, and that's what I have to do, so I don't really notice as much anymore.
Do you feel pressured to keep up with the Instagram trends like boomerangs in the feed, tour videos, etc., or do you just do you?
A combination, definitely, especially in South Florida with so many amazing food bloggers. You want to keep your contacts active and live and happening and really cool and creative, but I also kind of just feel like everyone has their own style, and I just do what I do. It's a combination.
I also forgot to ask you, what is your favorite food? What's your favorite meal?
Ooh, such a tough question. I'm a big eater. I love everything. I'm just gonna go back to say I'm Italian, hence Taylor Dante. It's pretty obvious in the last name, but I'm Italian and I love a good Italian meal. Anything eggplant, pasta, cheese, oh my god, a little brie, yeah, that's my jam.
Lastly, just tell us a little bit about yourself.
A little bit about me. Born and raised South Florida. As you know, Sonali, we both attended UCF, Go Knights, Kappa Delta sorority. So
yes.
That's how we're connected.
AOT.
Yes, that's how we're connected. But yeah, South Florida, UCF, I've kind of just grown up here my whole life and I love it. Yeah, I love food, I love traveling, I love my page. It just brings me so much joy and I just hope to keep it growing.
What career did you have before you had the food page?
Yeah, so I graduated from UCF with a degree in event management. So I worked for a bunch of different event companies, done events here in South Florida, Colorado, New York, kind of a little bit all over. And I still dabble with events. Any way that I could even kind of have a crossover, food and events would be prime. Thank you so much, Sonali. This was such a fun experience. I super appreciated it.
We're not done yet.
Yeah, we're not done yet, but the questions were fabulous. Hopefully everybody enjoyed my answers. Any questions that anybody has, feel free to shoot me a DM. Please follow my page, and I'm just always here if anyone needs anything. Again, Tasty Travels, and I'll spell it out. It's TAYSTYTRAVELS, but tasty like with the T for Taylor. Thanks, guys.
I did a little outfit change for Wynwood. We are here and we are about to eat at 1-800-LUCKY, and I'm going to try to be the food blogger now. I actually have a food page, I just don't really post consistently, but Taylor has definitely motivated me and I need to post more consistently. I mean, I take photos of my food, so why not post it, right? Y'all can follow me at Nolly Noms, and let's see if I can be a food blogger. Hi, Sydney. Say hi to the vlog. So here we are at 1-800-LUCKY. It's a food market. Everything's pretty much Asian. We got dumplings and Thai iced tea. So we're gonna dig in. But first, I have to take pictures like Taylor does. So I'm gonna post an Instagram story of me like swirling this. If you can help me film it really quick. I'm nervous. This is like a one-shot thing. Okay, you ready? Okay.
Tasty Travels, taste test approved.
Yes.
That's what I like to say.
All right, I'm gonna post this on my story, and then we're gonna take some photos of the dumplings.
So for our last stop of the day, I wanted to show Sonali something a little sweet. So we're here at 1-800-LUCKY, and behind me we have taiyaki, and we're gonna just try some stuff out.
We are ending our foodie tour here in Wynwood. My ice cream is, as you can see, melting so bad, but Taylor's is perfect still. I had such a fun time with you today. So glad I could meet you and finally connect. You guys can follow Taylor at
Tasty Travels. Please, Instagram, check me out for all the best bites in South Florida and all my travels. Thank you so much,
yes,
Sonali.
of course, and you guys can follow me on my personal, so_gnarly without the G's, and my food account. I'm gonna try to become a food blogger like Taylor at Nolly Noms. So I'll see y'all in my next video. Bye! Yay!